5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
122 nations represented here, and my goodness me, it's a very special occasion here in Berlin. As I said, one of the big six: Boston, London, Chicago, New York, Tokyo, and this very prestigious Berlin Marathon.
The course is absolutely flat. There's very, very little gradient on this route. No tight corners, huge crowds, just about always perfect conditions. It's what you could call the perfect storm of conditions for optimizing your performance. And
look at that, there they are. That group is already away from the rest of the field. And look, if you're running to run a marathon in around about 2-3, then you're running between 20 and 21 kilometers an hour all the way, and it really is quite something when you think about that. And you're looking at 2 minutes and 55 per kilometer, which is a big ask. That's on an even pace right the way through this 42-kilometer journey. But I think most observers looking to see what happens with Bekele in this race. I say he was third in London, and as Tim was saying, he may only not be 100% fit, but his preparation has been terrific. And I don't know how much, take all that with a pinch of salt. When he was interviewed, he said, you know, how are you going to do here? He said, well, we'll wait and see on Sunday, which is it's the best answer, really. Beyond 25 kilometers now. Kipsang looks very, very comfortable. This certainly is a resurgence at the moment. He looks so very, very good.
Kipsang has surged. There's no doubt about it. Whether or not he read something in the body language of Bekele, but he's just turned the screw at 29 kilometers, and Bekele is unable to respond. And the gap, you can see there, top right of picture, what, 8 meters?
Yeah, probably a bit more than that. So it's down to 3. Unless Bekele is going through a little bit of a bad patch, and we'll see. But there he is, number 5 on his back. That's the great man of the track, the legend that is Kenenisa Bekele. Wilson Kipsang looks to me to be away, and Alphas Lagat has to give way at this stage. But Kipsang just put down the pedal, didn't he? My goodness me, memories of 2013. And I remember towards the end of that world record, he put in a 3-minute kilometer and then had to run a 2:48 and a 2:49 to get himself inside the world record, if I remember. But I remember that it was, he looked at the lead car and said, I'm too slow, and then accelerated.
Well, he's almost immaculate timing here, Stuart, at 30k. 1:27.26 puts him just a few seconds behind world record, a couple of seconds behind. But the surge, I think, is going to make the difference. It'll be fascinating to see how this 31st kilometre goes. He's on pretty much exactly 2:03 tempo, 2 hours and 3 minutes. He needs to up his game this next 10 kilometres just by a few seconds. He's got to really eke out his remaining resources very, very carefully. The judgment he requires for this next 12k is absolutely critical if he's to hit Kometo's mark.
And Bekele is looking good again now, and Chebet just in front of him. The Chebet and Bekele look not too far behind, and all of a sudden that Alphas Lagat, who looked so comfortable, is finding it very difficult now, and he's, what, 40 meters behind the leader, Wilson Kipsang. But this is not over yet, believe me, this is not over yet. Kipsang certainly is looking good, and obviously feels good to make that push at 30 kilometers with just over 12 kilometers to go. And still looks very comfortable, doesn't he? But Bekele really working hard, along with Chebet, to try and get this margin of deficit whittled down. Can they come back to him? Can they? And what happens to his mind when they come back to him if they do? But Bekele is really pushing on hard. And that gap is not significant yet. Certainly Bekele is really working hard. It looks as though he's left Chebet at the moment, unless Chebet comes back on Bekele. But this is good. This is a cracking race now. You really have got a race on your hands, because Bekele, if he can get alongside Kipsang, well, who knows? He's working so hard to get back to him. And once he gets back to him, he'll have that little psychological effect that Kipsang's big surge, well, he'll probably be thinking it hasn't quite worked. And I tell you what, Bekele is closing. He really does look good. Look at this.
Bekele has that lovely, bouncy, powerful style, doesn't he? Those slightly hunched shoulders. And I don't know if Kipsang's even aware that he's there. He'll probably have a quick glance to his right and will realise that he's got company.
Well, I reckon at the rate they're going at the moment, then the world record is definitely on, despite the fact that we've got a race. But I think it's a good point you make there, Tim, that they may well be considering, you know, it's about winning this race. And I think that will be a big factor here. But my goodness me, who's going to have the finish? Who is going to prevail at the end of this? Both men have proved themselves to be able to sprint at the end of a race, but Bekele, well, untried at this pace, certainly. Came here, said he'd prepared really well, didn't prepare as well as he could have done, and the stage he reached for London earlier on this year, he was not quite right, and he got, what, third place there. But this is different. This is certainly different. This is a wonderful piece of distance running, and this is a true run race. Despite all the records, this is true run. 42 kilometres the race, of course, so they're now approaching 41. So this is in sprint 10,000 metre territory for the Bekele. Absolutely, well.
Stuart, only in history, only 6 men have ever gone under 2:04. In chronological order, there are Gebre Selassie, Macau, Wilson Kipsang, of course, Dennis Kimetto, then Mutai in his wake behind that world record, and Kipchoge in London in April this year. Those are the 6 men, but Bekele is going to join them, and he kicks away now. Has he left it too late, though, for that world record? I fear he has, but he's going for glory.
Well, he is certainly. The fastest in the world this year is Eliud Kipchoge at 2:3:05. That was in London in April, and they would be somewhere near that, I would think. And look at this, Bekele's getting away. This is an astonishing piece of running by Kenenisa Bekele. Now, can he sustain this?
Isn't this remarkable? The unleashing of the full power of the world record holder at 5,000 and 10,000 metres with a mile to go, or less than a mile to go. And he keeps glancing over his shoulder, Stuart, as if to say, take this, take this. It's almost like the 12th round in a battle of the heavyweights, slugging away, and they're trying to survive, trying to both stay on their feet. But Bekele here is actually getting in some big, big body blows. I can't see Kipsang coming back from this. I think Kipsang had his opportunity a couple of miles back. That's when he could have really damaged and taken this kick out of Bekele's legs, but Kipsang wasn't able to make those last 3 or 4 miles really count, and Bekele is in his territory now. He's in track territory.
Well, they're only about, 500 metres away. Track territory it is, digging deep now. This Ethiopian, who is a legend in every sense of the word, on the track, on the country, and now on the marathon course itself, on the roads. He is absolutely astonishing. And the way in which he's come through after that third place in London earlier on this year. They did battle there on that occasion. Kipsang came out on top, but this, I don't think it's going to change now. But whether Kipsang has got the finish to come against this man who is reigned supreme at 5,000 and 10,000 metres, and it looks to me as though he's away. Kenenisa Bekele of Ethiopia, a man who came here with a personal best of 2 hours, 5 minutes and 4 seconds. He's absolutely smashed that time. And came here, they said it was going to be a battle. Would it be Mutai? Would it be Kipsang? Would it be Bekele? Well, I think the answer, once he gets to that Brandenburg gate, then it's 400 metres to go. And the sight of the finish will enhance the fortitude of this man. And he will go forward once again. This is a wonderful, wonderful piece of distance running, controlled distance running, and I reckon the regular pace that he chose once again has proved to be efficient.
Stuart, this pace he's produced over the last 800 metres has brought him back almost within touching distance of the world record. Through the Brandenburg Gate, he goes out into the sunshine. He can see the finish line. We've got about 45 seconds. It's going to be incredibly tight. Can he produce that renowned track speed here over this final 300 metres?
He might.
I think he's going to be so close.
Well, that's going to be a terrific last 2 kilometres if he's going to do this, but 2:02.57, remember, that's the time he's got to beat. He moves up, that stride length shortens a little. He's powering away down this long straight. He can see the clock, he can see the finish. It's not about personal best. He is going to be the champion of this fabulous Berlin Marathon for 2016. Is he going to be a world record holder? It's going to be so close. I don't think he's going to make it. It's going to be just outside, isn't he? 53, 54, 55, 56, 57. He's just missed it. But look at that. It's so close. He's inside 2:3, 2:59. Wow. What a performance by Kenenisa Bekele. 2:03.04 according to that. And that is just amazing. And Kipsang, a big smile on his face, 2:03.13. Bekele's time is the fastest time in the world this year by 1 second, beating Eliud Kipchoge's time set in London in April this year. A little shake of his head. I did the best I could, but my goodness me. A man who's come from the track, come from the country, has emerged now of one of the marathon greats, Kenenisa Bekele, a legend, once again in a different territory. What an athlete this man is.
Kenenisa Bekele, der Sieger des 43. BMW Berlin Marathon.